It will take a moment for the software to actually go live and for YouTube to start processing the data that it is receiving.
I've already got an alert saying that we're going live. Because my channel, my Midnight 29 channel is still subscribed to you. Or to me. To us. Yay.
To us.
Yay. Still find it weird.
Hey, it could be worse.
Agreed. Somehow. I don't know how, but it could be.
Hey, the thing I ordered was... I just got a shipment confirmation.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool, because I ordered it only like 2 hours ago.
Even better.
The thing is, they had an in-store pickup option. But the thing is, I had enough money on my PayPal, but I didn't have enough on my bank account.
Aww.
So I would have had to transfer the money from my PayPal to my bank account, which would have taken a few days anyway. And then drive to the store when the money is on my bank account. So, because they didn't offer a pay with PayPal online and then pick it up in the store option. So it was just like, you know what? They offer free shipping anyhow, so just order it and let it be delivered. Would have been a 2-hour drive anyhow. Like 1 hour to 1 hour back. But this gives me a good chance that it will be delivered tomorrow.
Even better.
Nice.
Yeah, DHL is very quick in that regard. Monday it's the latest.
Yeah, and by the way, the t-shirt, it actually fits me perfectly, which is super rare when I order stuff online.
Yay!
That was like, oh my god! But it was super nice, so yeah, super pleased, and it's very comfortable.
That's good.
Ignore the background.
Cell phone.
Okay, now we are actually live on YouTube, according to what I see here.
According to mine as well.
We have been for 2 minutes, actually, so far. So you guys heard a lot of what I was talking just now. Okay.
You two seem to always stream about when I'm about to go to work, says AJ. Sorry!
I see it. Anyhow, guys, for anyone who has not been present during the last RP, last time the pups were actually born, and there are 5 of them. Since then, a few weeks have passed. Everyone has kind of settled into Script's mansion, which is becoming a lot more lively, and the security team around Nightfall has lots of stuff to do to keep people from accidentally being killed. Or touching dangerous magical artifacts.
Yeah.
Admit it, you would so do that. If it was
I'm not
shiny.
saying a thing. Hey! I don't touch everything that's shiny. I'm not a cat. I'm a wolf.
Then you would
Wolves
sniff
like
it.
shiny stuff too.
Oh yes, there is someone new in the stream today.
Oops. Sorry.
Meet the voice of one of the pups. Of Rosalia, to be precise. Who is a female pup with the same powers as Queen Lupina.
Yep.
Everyone give a round of applause for Chris.
Hello.
So, now that we have explained what has happened so far in the last one...
An idea.
What?
An idea. I'm shouting out idea. Do you want to you maybe describe the pups individually so that everyone can get a better idea of what they're like?
That would be smart.
I'll do something even better.
What's that?
YouTube does archive the whole chat thing. So, since you have just resent me that picture...
Oh yeah, I drew the pups.
I can just do this. Now I have posted the link to the Discord attachment with pups and their names into the chat. So everyone who's watching this after the fact should actually go check out the chat and see the links that I just posted in there. Those are the pups.
There's Ramo Sky, Silver Star, Ivor Mist, Rosalia. I'm still thinking up a second part to her name because they all have to have similar-ish. And then Pixie Cotton. He looks adorable!
With a poodle-like mane, I might add.
Yeah, well, they're wolves, so they don't really have manes, but I thought since they're wolf and pony, but they're also a bit, they're fifth powers and whatever power script has. So I took some liberties. So their fur has mane-like qualities at certain parts.
Fair enough. So, is everyone ready?
Aye, Captain.
To describe the new situation.
That's your job, not mine.
I know, but for me to do it, I mean.
Oh. Go ahead.
You too, Chris?
I'm ready.
Okay, so... we are all, like you two, and Script are in the living room of Script's mansion, or should I say our mansion. Little Rosalia is the only one still awake. The others have been put down to take a nap. But she absolutely refused. For whatever reason. With you in the room is, on a couch, Lupina, reading a book that she got from Script's archives, while 4 of the 5 pups are sleeping on her back.
No.
And little Rosalia is sitting on Midnight's back.
Aww. I want to draw that now, but I can't draw that.
Yeah, we really should get some artists on board with this. So, the plan and the reason why Lupina is actually there is that Lupina will puppy sit the pups, which she originally said she wouldn't do, but yeah.
Puppies are too cute.
Basically. So that you and I, meaning Midnight and Script, can go off on a little bit of an adventure, because it has been a while.
Yeah, basically, they need quality time and a break.
Yes.
They need a break.
Yeah, because, for example, last night when Lupina actually arrived at the mansion was the first night that Midnight has slept through in about a month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just to explain the state of the pups, they are right now so far grown, which is also thanks to their heritage, that they can walk, use a little bit of magic, and they can talk.
So basically, normal wolf pups, except for the magic and talking.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
But are they walking like wobbly walking or proper walking?
You can walk, but you sometimes still stumble a little.
Yeah, wobbly.
So basically, the faster if they run, they're more likely to trip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, the situation basically starts with Lupina looking at you, Midnight, saying, "So, where do you intend to go today?"
Honestly, not sure. I think Script's making the plans.
Script looks at you, raising an eyebrow. Where would you
What?
like to go?
Honestly, you could take me to Canterlot Castle and I wouldn't care.
Mama? Papa? What are you talking about? Are you going somewhere? Can I come? Please?
I don't think that would be a good idea, Rosalia.
Why not?
And we may not know this, but we tend to get into a bit of trouble most of the time. We always get out of it.
Discord?
Oh, don't worry, we can handle Discord.
Yeah, but trouble like Discord, like fun trouble?
Well, Midnight
Not
smirks looking at the
always.
script. Not always, no. Besides, you want to stay with Auntie Lupina, don't you?
She looks kind of down on the floor and maybe? No? Yes? No? Maybe?
Lupina chuckles in the background while flipping a page in her book.
Come on now, she's not that bad. Picks Rosalia up and puts her with her brothers and sisters. You just stay with her.
Looks up at you with big puppy eyes.
And those don't work on me. If they don't work with Chase, they won't work with you.
But please?
No.
Oh.
Turns back to script. So where are we going?
Well, actually, I don't know.
Really? You've been planning this for weeks and you don't know?
He smirks at you and pulls out a little wooden chest and opens it in front of you. In it, there are 6 different gemstones in 2 rows. Pick one.
Ooh.
Midnight rolls her eyes, closes her eyes, and puts her paw in picking up one randomly.
And which one did you take?
What color did you take?
No.
Color?
First row, second row, and which one?
First row, second across.
So the one in the middle. Oh. Script taps his chin. Okay, then.
Wait, where did I pick?
I honestly do not remember. I got this chest out of my vacation drawer.
Knowing you, there's a reason why you put it away.
No, I have several such chests in there.
Fair enough. She throws it up and catches the gem, handing it over. Vacation it is.
Alright then. And he takes the gem and places it on the wall, opening a portal.
Midnight turns to Lupina. Hey, yeah, you know where everything is, right? And you know what to do if there's an emergency? I mean, you can just send something to contact us, right?
No problem at all, Midnight. Also, I still have this little guy, and she reaches behind the sofa with a paw and shows you a little tied-up angel bunny.
No eating the angel.
Without taking her eyes off of her book, Lupina raises an eyebrow and says, as if I would eat him.
You can teach them though.
You're glitching.
Oh, you can teach them how to hunt with him, though.
Lupina now finally looks over at you, raising her other eyebrow. If I want to teach them how to hunt, I will take them on a hunt.
No taking them on a hunt.
Why not?
They're pups!
Exactly. Don't worry, I wouldn't do it while you're away.
Good. Anyway, please contact us if anything happens. And don't leave them just because you have to go off to your kingdom. Make sure someone's with them.
She rolls her eyes, looks at you, and then says, if I had to leave, I would take them with me and return them when my business was done.
Oh, not again. You heard a slight whisper.
Lupina looks at Rosalia out of the corner of her eye, but doesn't say anything.
Ears goes down and tails in between her legs.
Sorry. Technically, first time wolf mom.
I know. And now shoo. Off with you. You enjoy yourself.
Okay. But no feeding them, Pony!
Again, Lupina just rolls her eyes at you and continues reading her book.
Midnight turns back to script. Okay. Shall we?
Of course. And he goes through the portal.
Midnight walks in behind him.
And the portal starts to close.
Rosalia smacks the book up in her babysitter's face and tries to jump into the portal.
And this action from the formerly so timid Rosalia actually surprises Lupina. And yes, you make it through the portal.
Yes!
Why do I have a feeling that Lupina also said something under her breath?
She growls. Because the book hit her right on the nose. And then we find each other in a street. In a back street.
Rosalia immediately turns into the background colors, if she's able to do that yet.
Wait, Rosalia doesn't have that ability.
She only have creating? She can't do other stuff?
She can't turn into...
No,
anything.
that's basically the power of Morphus.
Ah, okay. Is there any way she can
Hide?
like, I think her magic is very connected to her emotions.
Kinda, yes, but the thing is, she can't do much yet.
Oh,
She's basically
so
just a wolf pup right now.
Okay.
With a little bit of levitation magic, and you can make stuff appear, like maybe a cupcake.
Ooh, cupcake. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So I assume you try to hide in the shadows of the street?
Yeah. As good as a clumsy little pup can do.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You have your mom there, with a very keen nose.
No.
Knight frowns, looking around.
Hello.
No, I haven't seen you yet.
Oh, sorry.
Why do I have a feeling something's wrong already?
Script looks around, seeing nothing but white, if slightly decrepit-looking walls and a cobblestone road, and raises an eyebrow at you. What is it?
Midnight sniffs. The soft scent of Rosalia Smith reaching her nose. Considering I can't smell any of the other pups. Rosalia.
Meow.
Meow?
She's trying to confuse Midnight.
Midnight uses her ears to look round to the exact source of the sound.
And you see the tip of Rosalia's tail poking out from behind the trash bin.
Rosalia, march your paws right over here. I can see you.
Quickly hides the tail and make another meow sound.
Walks over to the bin and picks her up
Oh.
and drops her right in front of her father.
Oof. Her ears goes down and she looks up at him a bit scared and a bit excited. Hello, Dad.
Script looks over with a kind of helpless expression at Midnight, then down at Rosalia. Well, now that she's already here...
Her ears perks up.
You're going to be grounded for a week.
Okay. Now she starts wagging and going in between her dad's feet, hooves, like a cat does when they're trying to cuddle with a human's legs.
Okay.
Quite happy.
And Script adds, and during that week, you're going to help out Nightfall doing maintenance work.
Aww. Ears goes down again.
Also, if you're coming with us, Midnight waves her paw and a leash and collar goes around her neck.
No, not the collar.
I'm afraid you'll have to deal with it, sweetie.
Oh, but
It's
it's
your
so
own fault.
embarrassing.
No one knows you here.
Oh.
Neither do they know us, to be fair.
Midnight raises an eyebrow. Yeah, they don't know me, but I'm 90% sure they'll know you. You have a bit of a habit of going out with a bang.
Script looks
No.
around. I don't think I went out with a bang here, because things are still standing.
Midnight starts walking down the cobble road. Let's compare that to the rest of the street, the rest of the world, shall we?
All right. And he follows you. And Rosalia basically has to follow because Midnight has a leash.
Yeah, she walks like ahead behind her mom, but she can't actually like her face and ears are like, this is embarrassing, but her tail kind of wags so much she's basically creating a little bit of wind behind her because she's so
happy to be there.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, as we keep walking, we eventually exit this back alley kind of place and emerge into a city. A huge city. There are buildings as far as I can see, but all of them look kind of wrong. Like they haven't been maintained in a long while.
Something's not right here. Midnight sniffs the air, trying to get scent of any living creature.
You smell nothing.
Midnight frowns again, turning to script. Did you... Whispering slightly. Did you... Maybe do another genocide?
What?
Now, come on, I only did that once.
Then why isn't anyone here? I can't smell anyone.
Beats me. If I have my bearings right, and I'm pretty sure I do, then this world should be, basically, especially this particular place, one big amusement park.
Mama?
Midnight... It's okay, hon. Midnight lifts Lupina onto her back.
Lupina?
Come on.
Lupina?
Rosalia. I'm not saying Rosalia.
Lupina would crush you if you tried to put her on your back.
Okay, I put Rosalia on my back.
Hmm?
Yay, piggy ride!
Protectively. Come on,
Yeah, she's basically, her ears are up, her eyes are everywhere, and her tail goes even faster.
Script walks next to Midnight, looking around cautiously. Just in case.
Lead the way, dear sir.
Well, I think the best place to start to find out what has happened here would be the administration, wouldn't you say?
Midnight chuckles a little. Agreed. But what is it with you and paperwork?
He rolls his eyes at you and says, I do not like paperwork, but it is useful to find stuff out, so come on.
Midnight walks with you.
And as you walk, you come past withered and rusted carousel rides. And a few stands that look like they come from from an annual fair or something, with lotteries, tombolas, hitting cans with a ball and everything, but everything looks old and decrepit and not maintained at all. And in one of the little hut thingies that was clearly a food stand, you see that the food that had been served to customers is still sitting there on a plate, growing over with mold.
Midnight scrunches her nose at that.
Any input from you, Rosalia?
She looks a little like she tilts her head to the side and... Mama, why does it smell like bad dinner?
Some people have just left their food to rot, annoyingly. Some people aren't as clean as us.
Oh, but those round stuffies with something that looks like ponies? What are they?
What?
Merry-go-round?
Oh, merry-go-round. Oh, it's a ride. Looks like it hasn't been used in a while, though. So it's probably broken.
Oh. Could Grandma fix it? Could you fix it?
Grandma?
Babysitter.
Auntie. It would be Auntie.
Auntie.
Maybe one of her people could, but I don't think they have the resources right now.
That's a bit sad. I think my sisters and brothers would love to ride that. It looks fun.
Sure does.
And as
Come on.
we continue walking, we come across a little bit of a river that like runs through the street, basically, like cutting it in half. But the little bridge that was meant to go over it, across it, has, broken.
How big is it?
About 10 feet.
That's not that big.
I know.
Midnight looks at script. Let me guess. We have to cross.
Yeah, we do. He points at a little building that looks kind of grey and undecorated. That's the tourism office.
Why do these places always look so decrepit? Even if they're buzzing with people.
He shrugs. Well, because... Actually, I don't know.
Midnight turns her head to look at Roselia on her back. Hold on, sweetie.
Okay. And you feel like her pausing a little bit of a class, getting very attached to your fur.
And Midnight runs up and jumps over the river.
Whee!
Script just looks at you. One eyebrow raised.
Ooh, Daddy's gonna show off now.
And he smirks and starts walking over thin air.
Wow.
Midnight
That's so cool.
Midnight sort of glares, shaking her head a little at script.
What?
You just have to show off, don't you?
He shrugs. Well,
My way
sometimes.
was funner.
Yeah, that's true.
But mine was cooler. I'm
Yeah,
cool
that's
dad.
true too.
Did you act this way with all your children?
He looks at the sky where a few clouds are gathering. With Celestia and Luna I was.
Wait. Celestia and Luna are my half-sisters?
Midnight
Technically.
chuckles. Midnight chuckles. Hun, try not to think about it too hard. The family...
Tree,
This family's a little unusual.
to say the least.
Well, at least it is a fun family. And I like that.
Pets her head. Alright, come on. Let's see what in Equestria has happened here.
And you enter the tourism office well, it just looks like a general tourism office. Some tables, chairs, a few cubicles, phones, papers scattered across the tables and some across the floor. Posters advertising the wonderful and amazing amusement park of amusement.
Midnight chuckles. They really couldn't think of a better name.
Script looks at you. That's the name of the people living here.
Amusements?
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Oh. Whoops.
And yeah, but there's nothing else there other than a door at the back of the room saying manager.
Midnight looks at script. Well, after you.
And he rolls his eyes and goes through the door into the manager's office.
Midnight follows.
As you're closer... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
As Midnight goes closer to the door, Rosalia's grip on her fur starts to tighten. She's starting to be a little bit nervous for some reason.
And the first thing that assaults your nostrils as the door comes into your range is a very old, musty, unpleasant smell. Also smells a little bit like mothballs.
Midnight wraps her tail around Rosalia to try and comfort her while she pokes her head through the door.
And you see Script sitting behind a desk, reading one of dozens of newspapers that are scattered across the manager's desk.
Midnight walks over. What? Well, any ideas?
He raises a hoof to kind of tell you, give me a moment, and then points at one of the newspapers that he has pushed over to the edge of the table.
Takes a look.
And the headline reads, Law enforcement has no clue. More and more amusements keep disappearing.
Amusements disappearing?
Do you read
What?
the article?
Yes.
After reading it, you learn that apparently when this article was written, disappearances had been going on for several months. There were no signs of forced entry or any kind of violence. The amusements just disappeared as if they had vanished into thin air.
Midnight looks at script. What the? Is this even possible?
Technically, it actually is.
What do you mean?
He points at a flower pot that's standing on the table. See this?
Yeah?
The flower basically is organic matter, just like the amusements.
Yeah?
And suddenly a thin beam of white light emerges from his hoof, and all that's left is a flower pot with a little bit of soil in it.
Midnight looks from the vase to the script. Where'd it go?
Destroyed the bonds between the atoms that were holding it together and forming it.
Wait,
it vanished into thin air.
Midnight quickly covers Rosalia's ears. Are you saying something came in here and killed everyone? By destroying their molecules?
I don't want to say that this is exactly what happened, but it's a possibility.
Well, what do we do now?
He points at another newspaper that is on the other side of the table.
Midnight looks at it.
Headline reads, "Shadowy shape made responsible for disappearances. Is there any hope?" And below it is a picture of a big shadowy thing in the sky.
Midnight feels a slight nimble on her tail and like try to get it off her ears. Slightly annoyed little one.
Midnight just ignores the nibble and turns to Script again. We need to get out of here.
Agreed. And Script starts walking, audibly calm, but still at a brisk pace towards the door.
Midnight follows quickly behind.
You exit, or we exit, the
Tourist.
the tourist
Man.
office, tourist management office.
That's you! Sorry.
Gesundheit.
And Script looks around. It has started raining by now.
Aww.
Not a very strong rain, but drizzle.
Rosalia kind of tries to cover her ears with the tail or front paws.
Script just waves a hoof, and a little bit of a invisible force field appears above all of us, shielding us from the rain.
Yay! Clapping with her front paws.
Script smiles at Rosalia a little warily, like nervously.
Midnight kisses his cheek. Come on. Use the gem and we'll get out of here.
And he pulls out the box, gets out a seventh gem that was hidden behind the velvet covers that held the other six, and presses it against the wall. To no effect.
Midnight looks at Script, slightly horrified. Any reason why that wouldn't work?
He looks at the gem, then looks at the gem we used to get there, compares the two, even licks the two, and then turns to you with wide eyes. Okay, here's the thing. All 7 gems use one energy source. They need to recharge.
And we're out of energy.
They need a few hours.
What are we gonna do?
Script looks around and then points at what looks like to be the replica of a castle in the distance. We could try to go there. You know?
I guess. What other options do we have?
Well, the other option would be that I try myself as a mechanic and try to fix up the rides so we can actually have some fun here.
Yay!
I'm not being anywhere. Maybe there's more information there. Maybe someone escaped there. That's the only option I have. No, we're not staying here. It's too dangerous.
Oh. But Mama, please.
No.
Wouldn't it be fun to actually have fun instead of worrying all the time?
Rosalia, no. This is not the time for fun. I told you these adventures can get sticky.
Yes, they can be. In more ways than one.
We're gonna go to the castle and we'll have fun there. How about that?
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Can we race there?
No, we're not getting separated.
Race, not separate. First there wins.
Midnight looks at Script for help.
And he bends down and nuzzles Rosalia. Maybe next time.
Okay.
And so we make our way towards the castle.
Yes.
And on our way there, we see like these little newsstands selling newspapers and snacks and everything. And basically every headline reads the same. Saying, "Not many amusements left. How long will we survive?"
Midnight sort of rolls her eyebrows. Did they never think of maybe just leaving?
Here's the thing, love. The amusements never developed interdimensional or interplanetary travel.
Oh.
They would never have been able to leave this world.
Okay, fair enough.
And then we reach the castle after about half an hour of walking. With, I'm assuming, Rosalia looking around curiously at everything.
She has done that the whole time. Like almost jumping on her mother's back because she's getting pretty tired of piggy riding.
Well, then Midnight puts, after getting tired of Rosalia jumping on her, puts her on Script's back.
Yay!
Okay. Just don't use your claws so much, because my fur isn't as long as your mother's.
I will try.
Okay. So we reach the doors to the castle. And everything is silent except the wind blowing through the windows and corridors of the castle.
Rosalia starts to howl very silently, like, ooh.
Script looks back at her and whispers something like, "Not helping."
Anyone else here?
Except that suddenly you hear a response to your howl.
Midnight's ears perk up. Was that an echo, or is that actually a reply?
The howl that you hear sounds male.
Midnight looks at Script. Should we...
Script frowns, then looks at you. What you must know, love, is that the amusements, they were this dimension's version of the Arcane Lupinae Arcanae.
They have magic?
And they're wolves.
Oh.
Wolves like us? Her ears perks up.
Not quite, love. They're not purple for once.
Cool! I've never seen a wolf that's not purple.
Sure you have.
Who?
Your other auntie, my sister, Silver. She's a white-winged wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
She's
worry,
cool.
we'll be spending more time with her soon enough. But anyway.
And another howl emerges from the depths of the castle. Sounds like the same voice.
Midnight looks at script. Shall I?
Go ahead. The amusements are not known to be violent in the slightest.
Midnight hiles back. Sorry.
No, Rosalia looks kind of excited and like almost want to jump off her father's back to run to them. Even though she doesn't know where it is.
And you couldn't because you're still wearing a leash.
Oh, yeah.
And once again, you receive a slightly different pitched howl as a response.
Midnight frowns. We need light. I'm guessing this place is pretty shadowy and dark, right?
Actually, why don't we just... And Script moves up to the side of the door and flicks a switch. And the whole castle starts suddenly playing music, like... And
yay,
based
music!
in lights. Like blinking lights and music and some recorded announcement that says, "Welcome, welcome to the amusement castle. Have a wonderful time and don't get lost."
Thank you, we will not. Rosalia happily answers the voice from wherever she do not know.
Midnight face pause. I think there's a reason why they had it off, hon.
Well, it's the easiest way to get light in here.
Or you could, wave your hoof and have light following you.
Oh yeah. He flicks the switch again and all the lights and music dies down.
Rosalia looks a little bit sad. Aww.
Midnight waves her paw, and all the lights turn on, but without the music.
One of her ears goes up again, but one is still down because she liked the music.
And Script waves his hoof and a little bit of a tiny little speaker appears on his back right next to Rosalia.
Ooh!
Playing music, quite silently, but just so loud enough that you can still hear it.
She immediately intense focus on the little music box and has only eyes for the music box right now.
Midnight walks forward again and howls again. Saying in her howl, because technically howls is a talking. We come in peace. Where are you? What has happened here?
And the howl that you get as a response tells you, the last one said that too, and now everyone is gone.
Howls back. Who said it?
The one in the sky.
Midnight looks at Script. Do you know what we're saying?
Well, you do remember that photograph in that newspaper?
Yeah.
I think he means that thing.
Oh, so you can understand us. Okay. That's what I was actually asking.
Ah, okay.
Midnight howls back. Look, we only need to stay here for a few hours and we'll leave. Our gem is not working. We can't leave. We've got a pup with us.
And out of the shadow of one of the doorways appears a really massive, like really big and massive, light brown wolf.
Midnight blinks a bit, taking a step back. Oh my.
Rosalia perks up and like, oh, hey, hi! And waves one of her paws.
The wolf just looks at the three of us. Then, when his eyes rest on Rosalia, he smiles slightly. Then waves his paw for you to follow him.
Midnight
He looks nice.
Midnight looks at Script. I don't smell anything dangerous about him.
Well, he's basically our best chance, so...
Midnight nods and follows the big brown wolf.
And he leads you through what looks to be a wallpaper door.
Mm.
Like, into a space that seems to be between the walls.
Mm.
Ooh.
Where there are cables and stuff running. Like, basically the maintenance area of this particular ride.
Mm.
Until you reach a little alcove where there is a blanket in one corner and a whole pile of empty food cans in another.
Mm.
And he gestures to a second blanket for you to make yourself comfortable.
Midnight sits down, lifting Rosalia off Script's back and laying her right beside her with her paw and tail over her to protect her and keep her warm.
Yeah. She nuzzles Midnight's one of her front paws and does sounds maybe kind of like a purring, but it's not a purring because wolf doesn't purr, but similar stuff.
I understand.
Yeah. Oh,
So, Script looks around and there's not much in this little alcove. And he tries to talk to the wolf, but he just ignores him.
Midnight speaks up. So, I'm guessing you're the last.
I am the last of the amusements, if you ask.
Rosalia looks a little bit sad and concentrated very hard right in front of him and tries to make a cupcake appear.
Half a cupcake appears.
When you meet a new friend, you shall always give some food. That's what Francis says, my imaginary frog bunny. So here you go.
The fur of the wolf glows a little bit as he floats over the cupcake and eats it before thanking you for your kindness. So he
She starts to wag her tail.
He also looked very, how to put this, surprised when the cupcake appeared.
Midnight nuzzles
Rosalia?
Rosalia, yeah. For some reason, Angela is the only name that's coming into my head. I don't know why. Rosalia, as a sort of way of telling her she did good, then turns back to the wolf. Yeah, we're not exactly normal, as you can tell.
I can tell that you are not from this dimension.
We came here for a holiday, if you believe it. Clearly, we walked into a nightmare.
He looks at you with a little bit of a frown on on his face. So, tell me, which one are you?
Which one am I? What's my name, is he asking?
He's not asking for your name, no.
Or is he asking which one of the 5 I am?
Yes.
Oh, well, Midnight won't pick up on that immediately, so... What do you mean? She asks back.
He rolls his eyes and waves a paw, making a whole stack of dog food appear in front of him.
Ooh.
Wait. Midnight looks up at him. How did you... Midnight looks at Script. How did...
Alternate reality, he whispers to you.
He's one of the... Oh! Oh! I'm the 5th.
The smile vanishes from this wolf's face.
Wait, I'm not the original.
He, moves his paw in a go-on motion.
Basically, Script and the others, they knew that the 5th was coming, so they gave me, a mortal, their power so that I could defeat him and take his power, and then I returned their power to them, but there's no one really to give this power to, so now I'm one of the 5.
He chuckles a little, nervously, ruefully. If only we had had such a plan. But we didn't.
Let me guess. The 5th is here? Your 5th?
He is, and the other 3 have already fallen.
How have you survived?
I honestly don't know.
Which one are you?
You are standing in front of the great Galen, creator and god to the amusements. And then he makes a little sound. What a god I am, aren't I?
Rosalia looks up at him and says, well, not everybody is perfect, but I know my family is full of friendliness and happiness, so maybe he could join us. What do you guys think? So he doesn't have to be alone.
And Galen immediately shakes his head. I will not abandon this world.
You can always come back. You don't have to leave forever.
If I leave now, little one, then the fifth will have his way.
So you basically need help.
You cannot help me. But I can
Mama?
help you.
Papa? Can you help him?
Midnight looks sadly at Rosalia, then looks at Script. I don't know how, hon. We only defeated the fifth before because of dumb luck.
And Script looks at Midnight. I don't think so. We'd need all 5 of us for starters. And even then, we don't know how strong this fifth actually is.
Even I couldn't defeat him. If he's absorbed the others' magic, he'll be nearly doubly as strong as I am. Even with your magic.
True.
But he will be alone. And you will have your friends with you. So you will be more.
And Galen comes over and pats Rosalia's head. Do not worry, little one. We all knew that this was coming one day or another. I am prepared for it.
She looks a little sad and nuzzles his paw.
Well then. And he looks at Script and Midnight again. You say that you defeated your fifths. Good on you. But I sense that the little one also has powers.
She kind of goes further back into Midnight's fur and kind of tries to hide a little because she thinks she's doing something bad now.
Oh, yeah. Her and her siblings both.
So, you have 2 sets of 5.
Midnight.
Is that what I'm gathering from this?
Midnight nods, but also states, however, we don't know how strong they are. For all we know, they may only hold a certain amount of our power.
And Galen leans down and looks very closely at Rosalia.
She starts to shiver a little bit because now she's nervous.
If you care for my assessment at all, then I would say that she is as strong as me.
Midnight looks slightly... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that her ears picks up a little bit, but she's still nervous because, like, what?
Midnight looks slightly scared at Script.
Script just shrugs.
Midnight rolls her eyes. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now, we will raise them to be loving and kind.
That is all that I can ask.
Besides, there's one thing I know, is that none of the 5 ever had parents to tell them what's right and wrong. Or parents to keep them right.
And Galen chuckles. Very loudly.
Midnight covers her ears a little to stop her eardrums from bursting, and chuckles as well.
Then Galen turns to Script, and the two talk for a moment, with Galen offering to help you get back to your world before anything bad might happen.
Midnight just holds and pets Rosalia.
Rosalia accepts the petting, but she's still like looking at her mom to like kind of gives you the face expression that she's like worried about the guy they just met and like, can't we help him some way? Like that kind of face.
Midnight nuzzles Rosalia and quietly whispers, I know you want to help him. I know. But this whole thing is past the point of no return.
That's true.
If I could help him, I would.
She starts to tear up a little bit, but then she looks at him and her father, and then back at Midnight again.
We can't even make a new path?
Make a new bath?
Path. Way.
Oh, path. Oh, sorry. I heard bath, not path. Midnight sadly smiles. There are no more roads to take. But know this. He is a good wolf who, despite the circumstances, is trying to help us, strangers he never knew. Even in the bleakest moments, though there may not be a way to save everyone, hope never dies. The hope that somewhere else people live a good life.
She starts to cry a little bit more and just hides her face in her mother's fur.
Okay, guys. I will be right back. And just so you know, so you can prepare yourself a little.
Bye. Oh no.
The climax of this section of today's RP is coming up.
Basically, it's about to hit the fan.
No.
You know me way too well. But maybe it won't. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
No, it will. It always does. How much hits it is the key.
Anyhow, I'll be right back.
Alrighty. I love this. It's always fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. Sorry for talking so much over you. I guess I need to learn my cues a bit better.
Oh no, it's hard to do. Because Discord depending on how it works, you can easily talk over each other even if you hit the right moments. So it's something I've noticed as well.
Okay.
But I want to show you something and ask your opinion.
Ooh, yes.
Since you're here. Where is it? Yeah, do that one. What do you think? This one? Or this one?
You thinking about the colors? Which
Oh no,
of the black ones?
the picture is slightly different that I've put on it. There's one with just the moon, and then there's the one with it. I tried to make it look like it was shining, but it hasn't quite worked.
Yeah, I think the one with the shining is actually looking better.
Oh, okay. That works. So number 2 then.
Yes, number 2.
Alrighty. For
It's
those of
very-
you listening, you have no idea what we're talking about, but hopefully, if Visual approves as well, because we both have to approve of whatever goes on our Teespring, then there might be a new t-shirt design. Maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe.
It's very nice. Maybe you could have some writing under it or on the back. Like on the back can be like, I support Pony&Wolf.
Possibly. I'll think about that. Me and Visual like to bounce ideas off with writing and stuff. But
Of course.
I just had this came to me in a dream, and I was like, that would be a good t-shirt.
Yeah, it will.
It's interesting because this whole RP has slowly become more and more canon to Midnight's actual the story of Midnight. So,
Yay!
but at the same time, I want to keep it separate. So the Midnight you see, like in my channel or on just telling the stories, isn't the Midnight in the RP, but they're basically the same character. So it's like, maybe I should
Other
just
dimension?
possibly. I could do another dimension.
Yeah.
Or, for fun, I could just combine them and say, yes, Midnight has all these abilities. She is the most powerful thing in the world.
Yes. I think that sounds like a good idea since you have this RPG that's been going on for a while. And
13 episodes, yeah.
yeah. So I think it fits. And then you have like with visual and all the others, and I'm kind of like, I never thought that I would actually be such an important character or able to play such an important character, so I'm like, yeah, very honored and stuff.
You are welcome.
Thank y'all.
It might be that we'll decide that someone else will play one of the other characters, like, let's see. So, we could get Romeo Sky to go on an adventure with us at one point, or Silver Star. Oh, by the way, if you're looking at the picture, Silver Star's fur is supposed to be a lot fluffier than everyone else's.
Ah,
So
yeah, I see that.
She's just really fluffy. It's like,
Yeah.
poof.
It's like when Pinkie Pie flew herself up for emergency hugs.
Mm-hmm.
So cute.
Ivor, or Ivar, I can't remember. What does it actually say? Because that doesn't make it very clear. What did I write? Here I go to look at what I wrote, actually. Look through all my drawings. My terrible drawings. Ah, there they are. I wrote Ivar. Yeah, Ivar. Ivar Mist. We haven't fully decided who's getting what powers other than Rosalia, so this could be interesting. Any ideas?
Let me see. You had a shapeshifter and
We have one like
a
script.
dragon-ish. I think the dragon one would actually fit Ivor Mist well.
A dragon one?
Yeah, didn't you? Since you were eating gems and one of them were breathing fire, and had scales and stuff, if I remember correctly.
I'll have to check that. I'll have to look back at that. But basically, they have the power of the 5. So the question is, which one's going to be the 5th?
Ah, okay.
Imagine if Pixie Cotton is the 5th.
That would be funny.
Little adorable Pixie Cotton.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like the one you never expect.
Expect, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can imagine maybe one of the girls having Lithium's powers of the dead.
Silver Star, the most fluffy one, is the one that reigns upon the dead.
That would actually be cool.
Like,
Actually, I have a feeling Lithium would love the help.
yeah. They would be like best friends. Or like auntie and niece?
Yeah, auntie and niece. So, all of the 5 are these ones aunt and uncle. Technical aunts and uncles. While Luna and Celestia, although they're technically half siblings, Midnight is trying to teach them to be more grandparents. So the grandparent would actually be Luna.
Yeah, because that thing hit me when you said you had a problem with her name. I was thinking of you could either call her Lila or Lala. Roselia, if that's easier.
Nah, mothers always call them by their right names. If there's anything I've learned, is that even when kids get nicknames by their siblings, by their friends, whoever, their mothers always call them by the correct name. And their full name.
True.
Hi, it's
Yeah, we need to...
I'm back, by the way.
Hello.
And everything's about to hit the fan again.
No!
When Script and Galen have stopped talking, Galen comes over to you and lays down right in front of you and looks you in the eye.
Midnight blinks, slightly concerned, but stays firm and doesn't show it, basically, because she wants to protect little Rosalia.
Rosalia stops to cry and like sniffles and looks at him as well.
Galen absent-mindedly starts petting Rosalia.
She nuzzles him back.
So, Midnight is your name, I hear.
Yes.
You, as your world's fifths, the new fifths of your world.
Yes.
I have recharged your gems to go home.
How did you do that?
My magic seems to be compatible.
Wait, are you this world's Script?
No, he's this world's Lupina, basically.
Oh, okay.
However, I would also like to entrust something to you.
What's that?
Something that I do not want to be lost once this world is consumed. And he puts a paw on his chest, and when he pulls it away again, a little glowing yellow sphere is hovering right above his paw.
Midnight blinks and cocks her head to the side. What is that?
Rosalia does the same. Same way as her mother, with a head.
And Script walks up next to you and says, "This is the essence of this world."
Midnight looks at Script. Wait, is it like the Big Jam?
Let's put it like this. The Gem of Destiny contains billions of these.
While you guys are talking, Rosalia kind of takes her paw against the light because it's like, ooh.
And as you touch it,
Oops.
you see, like, your whole body goes stiff for a moment. But you see a world full of joy with wolves and other creatures laughing and partying and having fun and living and...
And Midnight immediately grabs the little one and pulls her away.
Aww.
Oh,
No, you don't just touch things.
She looks a little bit confused and shakes her head like,
what happened?
What you saw, little one, was how this world used to be.
I wish it could be like that again. Looks like a good place. Fun place.
It was
Midnight
long
turns
ago.
Midnight turns back and looks at... I've forgotten his name already.
Galen.
Galen. We'll take good care of it. This is how worlds should be remembered.
And he nods his head to you, and in the background, Script is already opening a portal back home.
Midnight takes the ball of essence.
And as you lean down to take it, you see black tendrils slithering over the floor.
does
Midnight.
Rosalia notice them?
Yes.
Midnight.
She
Hmm?
she starts to actually growl for one of the very few first time in her life.
Midnight immediately grabs the essence, and yells, "He's here!"
And Galen just sits there, looking sad.
Rosalia call like, jump, do something, don't, just jump, something.
Midnight
Panics.
runs over to Script.
Get through the portal, he says to you.
Midnight nods without saying a word and jumps through.
But Gale!
And Script comes through the portal after you, and as it closes, the last thing you hear is, like, you can't see anything anymore because the whole room that you were just in is engulfed in total darkness. But you hear, like, the sound of a wolf howling in pain.
Naya!
Midnight holds
Sorry.
Rosalia tight.
Rosalia cries like very loudly, and hides her face in her mama's fur.
And Script takes off his hat and puts it to his chest. Hanging his head.
Midnight turns to Script. Make sure you put that gem somewhere safe. And mark it of what it is.
He holds the gem out to you, and you see that it is crumbling to dust.
Midnight sighs. He was a good one.
He was. So, he doesn't have to be talked about in the past, does he? Script says, putting his hat back on.
What do you mean?
He points to the little sphere in your paw.
Midnight smirks a little, of course. He lives on in this, doesn't he?
And Script smirks in return. Just follow me.
Midnight picks up Roselia, carrying her on her back again, and following Script, using her tail to cover her and comfort her.
And Script leads you to an inconspicuous-looking door that has a little round receptacle next to it. And he points to it. Put it in there.
Mm. Midnight does so.
And the thing that you just put into it disappears into the wall. And around the door, suddenly a brilliant brown light shines for a moment.
Roselia stops to loudly crying and just like sniffles a little bit, but still very sad.
Midnight
And
Midnight looks at Script a little confused.
Script looks at you. It is not the first time that I have witnessed a fifth destroying a world. So, I created something that would... And he opens the door, and the sounds and smells of a big amusement park assault your senses, including cotton candy, roasted sausages, and the sounds of people running about and having fun on the rides.
No vegan sausages.
No, no vegan sausages. You're wolves, you need meat.
Sorry,
Roselia perks up. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
If these are like similar to the ones she heard when she touched the orb, then she immediately perks up. Still full of tears and stuff, but perks up.
They are basically the same.
Yeah. She stands on her mother's back now and slightly starts to wag her tail.
Midnight smirks. Is he in here too?
I don't know if he included his own essence in the whole thing, but maybe the possibility is at least there.
Midnight whispers to him. For her sake, I hope he is.
Do you go in?
Yes, we go in.
Woo!
And you find yourself in a big, crowded amusement park on a sunny day with... Well, you basically find yourself next to a cotton candy stand.
Immediately, from the top of her lungs, Roselia yells, Gale! And I guess it's pretty loud since she has problem controlling the volume. Like when she yawned the first day she was born.
Well, basically every wolf around you is covering their ears. And the wolfess behind the cotton candy stand actually stuffs your mouth with with cotton candy as you're still yelling.
Wow, nom, nom, nom. Doesn't complain.
Midnight face pause. That's gonna keep her up forever.
And there is a flash of light, and a calm, deep voice says, "You've called me."
Rosalia immediately jumps onto him and just like, I'm gonna give you the biggest hug ever. But she's very tiny, so...
Yeah, to him you're not even able to reach around his throat as you jump at him.
Yeah, but then I think, like a tiny little purple wolf on a big of the biggest chest of the big brown wolf just like hugs. Spider hug. And starts crying and happy and crying and oh, you're alive. Yeah.
And Galen looks at Midnight and ever so slightly shakes his head.
Is it not to tell her?
You get this feeling that he's trying to tell you that he is not alive, but a memory recreated.
Midnight simply smiles sadly. Showing that she knows. But for Rosalia's sake, at least for now, it might be best for her to just think.
And as we are all standing there with Galen in the middle of this huge amusement park, another pony basically becomes visible to you, like you notice him standing at one of the food stands, stuffing his face. And that would be Nightfall.
Oh, okay.
Ah, yes, hello.
Hello.
Midnight looks over, confused. Nightfall?
Hey! What'd I miss?
Wait, Midnight didn't look at the script. Is that a memory of him being here, or is this actually him? Can I poke him?
I think that's actually him.
Midnight goes over and pokes him. Okay, he's real. Quick, what did I have for breakfast last night?
He just sort of blinks at you in confusion. What? Huh?
What did I have for breakfast this morning?
What? I don't know. Why are you asking me this? Why am I even here? What's going on? I'm very confused. These things sort of happen. I just sort of end up in places that I'm not necessarily meant to be, and have absolutely no memory of how I got here or why I'm here.
Also, why aren't you, making sure the pups don't kill themselves? You should be working!
In all fairness, Aleph, I think this is part of his job.
Okay.
Stuffing his face with candle floss?
Okay, firstly, you don't own this mansion. You're not my employer. Secondly, I am very much doing my job.
He says while still holding cotton candy in his hoof.
Gestures to it. Do you have any idea how many performance-enhancing drugs this could contain?
Uh-huh,
Exactly.
and you're eating
I thought
it.
not. Exactly, that's the point. In actuality, it's just got an ungodly amount of caffeine in it, but other than that, yeah, it's nothing else. It's just sugar and caffeine.
Midnight Brines. I don't think caffeine is supposed to be in this, but okay.
And Galen looks at you. It's not?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, that reminds me. Looks at Rosalia. Rosalia, don't you remember the little thing that happened way before when you decided to sneak into the portal?
Nope. She continues to climb onto Galen's back because she wants to go and take one of the rides.
Midnight glares. Oh, honey.
Yes?
Please pull the lead, will you?
Script looks at Midnight as if he doesn't know what she's talking about.
Don't you have the lead?
No, you still have it.
I thought since I gave...
No, you only put her on my back. You never gave me the lead.
Oh. Midnight pulls on the lead then.
Falls off his back.
And Midnight catches her in her magic and bringing her over. Say... You don't remember it all? Do you not remember being grounded?
What's that? Looks up at you with a big pearly smile and big eyes.
Mm-hmm. I remember what your father said.
Gonna spend time and do paper stuff. And Tynda takes one of her claws out and makes circles.
And Script looks over at Nightfall. Well, Nightfall, I think you'll have an assistant for the next week.
Hi.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's gonna really affect my job performance, probably. I mean, let's be honest, I'm probably just gonna lock her in the camera room and call it a day. Because
You're not allowed to do that.
You are not my employer. I do as my employer says.
Script!
Yes?
Tell him he's not allowed to lock her into a room and leave her there.
But if I have water and food and cameras, that could be fun.
To be fair, the camera room is actually not that bad, love.
Midnight glares at Script. No leaving the pups alone. Ever.
Okay. You heard her.
And permission to now tell your employees what to do.
What?
Tell them they have to do what I say.
Script takes Nightfall to the side for a moment.
Nightfall just gives you one of those looks. You know the look.
And he explains, look, I know that I'm your employer, but she's now my partner, and I would very much appreciate it if you just, did what she said, because otherwise I'm going to suffer for it.
Happy wife, happy life.
Look, I get it, I understand, I totally understand. But I gotta keep up the appearance of being very strict.
I'll double your pay.
Ooh.
God damn it. Alright, fine.
Thank you. And turns around back to Midnight.
Well? Sorted, I presume?
Script smiles at you.
Good. She then hands Nightfall. No, wait. She then says to Nightfall, okay, so basically starting tomorrow, she'll come over to yours and you can keep her on a leash. How about that?
Not the leash. I promise I will behave. I will follow. If I can not have the leash. Looks at you with big eyes and ears down.
Okay. If she's bad and you feel like you need the leash, use the leash.
Okay.
Deal?
Yes. Nightfall draws a taser. But I don't think that's gonna be necessary. He looks
No
at her.
tasers
Now,
on my kids.
She
Midnight
runs and hides.
Midnight immediately gets down into a growling position, her teeth bared, her ears back, her fur bristled, and says in a very scarily calm voice, "You touch my pups, and you will never see the light of day again."
Nightfall has one of those smug grins on his face. Well, that's okay, because I've been living in darkness for the past 20 years. He gestures around. I mean, I do basically live here after all.
One moment, guys.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-dee-ba-boop, ba-beep-a-dee-ba-boop-ba-boop, da-dee-da-ba-ba-dee-ba-boop, ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-ba-dee.
Hey, I was just using the taser as a scare tactic, alright?
Well, it worked.
Hold on, we're pausing for a second until Visual gets back because he has to tell us what we do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Sam was at the door.
Ah, okay. So,
As I told you yesterday, we are planning to visit someone today.
Midnight does one last thing. She grins evilly. Really. How about the darkness that Gerald brings?
Slightly creepier, but... actually, you know what? I might be able to deal with that, I don't know. Either that or my mental state will degrade at such a rapid pace that my mind will break almost instantly. Either way, it's a good result, it's a good outcome. Either I get a new friend, or I'm basically dead. So, good outcome either way.
And as you two are talking, you hear, like, you two can see Script's voice, and he is not talking, but you suddenly hear Script's voice calling out something like, "Come one, come all, the most haunted house in the universe. Come here and be scared for fun."
Midnight blinks and turns around, looking for Script.
And he's basically standing right next to you.
What on earth are you doing?
That wasn't me.
Midnight looks around even more. Wait a second.
In the distance, you see a ride that literally has the words "haunted house" in big neon letters above it. And the only thing you see through the crowd is a brown fedora.
Midnight looks at Script and then looks back. I have a feeling.
Me too.
Wait, what about Rosalia? We can't leave her. Where'd she go?
She is under your tail, still shivering, and looks very scared.
Midnight picks her up and puts her on Script's back before licking her face.
You.
There you go. Don't worry. Mr. weirdo over there won't harm you. Come on, let's go see your father from centuries ago.
Ooh, yeah.
And Script...
Can Gale come?
Sure, why not?
Galen is actually already gone.
Oh,
He walked off while you were talking to Nightfall.
that's fair. Come on, let's go.
And while you're walking towards the brown fedora in the crowd... By the way, Nightfall, are you following?
Yeah, I'm just kind of hovering along behind you.
Eating candy floss.
Script tries to explain to you that he never operated a haunted house.
And Midnight just keeps on going, uh-huh.
Well, I mean, does it seem that implausible? This house contains some of the most dangerous relics currently in existence, so it's really a good idea to let the general public in here. Some of these artifacts are believed to have been destroyed at one point or another, so... Again! Big conspiracy, a lot of stuff going on. Really doesn't seem like a good idea to let the general public in here.
Well, Nightfall, all these people around us here are basically just memories of people who have died quite some time ago, so I don't think they count as the general public. However,
that's true.
Whoever is running that haunted house, he does sound and look quite a lot like me. But it's not me, I can promise you that.
Rosalia looks at you with a slightly confused face. Everyone here is a memory?
A memory come to life, basically. Let's leave it at that, little one, but what is really important right now is who that stallion is, and Script points at a stallion standing on a little podium that looks like a carbon copy of himself.
Well, you did come here at one point, didn't you?
Yes, I did. To have vacation, not to run a haunted house.
What's the difference?
The paperwork.
Yeah, actually there is a lot of paperwork involved in these sort of things.
Midnight rolls her eyes again. So, do we just go up and talk to him, or what?
Nightfall flicks out his knife. Or we could do it the slightly more fun way. He looks at Script. Shall I?
Rosalia looks concerned.
Just
and
this laugh just now, Nightfall. Just this laugh. This... Oh. Okay. No. If my daughter wasn't here, maybe. But no.
Ah, darn. He puts his knife away.
So
the stallion on the podium suddenly notices you and looks at you, and then suddenly an evil grin appears on his face.
Midnight
Nightfall
frowns.
looks concerned.
Never look at... And she whispers to Script. Never ever look at me like that.
And before you know it, that other Script is standing right in front of you, nose to nose.
Midnight jumps back. Dude! Never get that close!
And he looks at you and says, "So we meet again, don't we?"
Midnight's face drops. Wait. Fizz?
Hmm?
Who is it?
And he appears next to Script, wrapping a hoof around his neck, while kind of like rubbing his hoof clean on his white vest.
And as he does that, Rosalia actually nibbles the other Script's arm because she doesn't trust that one for some reason. Let go of my father!
Ouch! Well, I think you dubbed me Gerald.
Oh, yes, it's you. The
Midnight
demonic
glares
demon
at-
boy from the basement. Level What is it? C3?
Script looks at you. Yeah, basically.
No, seriously, sir. I actually don't remember what floor he was contained on.
Neither do I, but now we have a map, so...
Midnight glares at Script. How did he get out?
And Gerald puts a hoof on Script's mouth and says something like, well, I think I should at least be released for a day or two, and by the way, I have behaved pretty well, so maybe release me for good behavior.
Rosalia summons a cupcake above his head and falls down.
And he turns up his head, jumps down on the cupcake, swallows it, looks at you with a thankful expression, and looks back at Midnight.
Last time you were out, you tried to kill us.
And now I'm operating a haunted house, so...
Can I have my cupcake back? Just ignore her.
He looks at you. No. Then looks back at Midnight.
Midnight grabs Rosalia. I'm just going to call her Rose. I'm sorry, but it's a lot easier to remember. And say. Or Ro. I might just call her Ro. And puts her on her back. Protectively. Look. Just tell me how you escaped, and then I'll maybe think about this. 'Cause, damn it, you're a slippery one.
Well, thank you very much. But you forgot one thing. You dismembered me, dear Midnight.
Yeah?
What happens when someone is dismembered?
Well, generally they die. But seeing as you're an unholy dream demon from beyond our stars, I'm going to assume... And also that you're standing directly in front of us, I'm going to assume that that didn't happen, and that you're still alive, unfortunately.
He looks at you with a really expression. Yes, I am still alive, but what I was getting at is I bled, and you didn't put all my blood back into that cell.
Wait, you formed from the blood?
No, my blood formed into a key and opens a door, if you really must know.
Ah.
Midnight blinks. You can do that? She looks at Script. He can do that? You can do that? How is that possible?
Script just shrugs, and it's a shrug kind of conveys it's magic.
Mm-hmm. You'll understand if I really still don't trust you. Wait, how long have you been free?
About a week.
It took you a week to do that? It's been months.
I have been out for about a week.
You stayed in your cell for that long, even though you could have left at any time?
I may not have had the idea using my bloods. It was still outside the cell until a week ago.
Well, we know you have his smarts.
Mama?
Hmm?
Does Dad have a twin brother? I don't like him very much.
Don't worry, hon. It's a bit confusing. Like I said, our family's a bit nuts. He's kind of like a perfective version of Knight.
Oh. Still don't like him though. Sorry.
And as you are talking to Gerald, who basically promises you, hey, look, I'm not going to cause trouble. I just want to operate my haunted house here and be done with it.
Yeah.
Well, while he's explaining that to you, you actually do see another purple wolf walking around the food stands. A little pup.
Does Rose see it?
Night.
Mm-hmm.
Midnight sighs. Look. Midnight pulls Night away from the food stands and sets her right in front of her. Hey! Oh, you're back.
Night.
Hey, Brat.
Don't call me Brat.
Make me.
Maybe I will.
Nighty. Midnight turns to Night and then to Gerald. Okay, look, Gerald, do you really just want to do this?
Hey, this is an entire world that I can play in, and no one is bothering me, so what do you think?
Midnight looks at Script. Does this affect the memory in any way?
No, and I think if it did, Galen and the others would be able to handle it.
Okay. But, and a big but, you are not allowed to hurt. You're not allowed out of this place. It's either here or the dungeons. Understood?
He rolls his eyes. Yeah, whatever. So you want to ride in the haunted house or not?
Midnight sort of blushes a little. I actually can't handle scary stuff like that.
Don't worry,
yes, I
Mommy.
kind of remember that.
Night, on the other hand, jumps on Gerald's back. I'll come.
At least one of you seems to be fun. And he walks off with Night on his back.
They
Midnight-
should just get married.
Midnight bursts out laughing. Well, looks at Script. They are me and you.
Script kinda glares at you. But she's a pup.
By a lot, from age-wise, she's the same age. Well, no, actually, she's the same age as me, not him.
Doesn't change the fact that she's a pup physically, so that would be weird.
Midnight nods. Agreed. But them getting along does make sense. She kisses Script's cheek. I mean, we do.
Yes, we certainly do. And from the distance you hear Night's terrified screams.
I'm not going to scream for her, so just saying. I could, but I won't. Midnight chuckles. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention. She's a scaredy pup.
So, you going to have fun on this amusement park? Or in this amusement park?
Well, Midnight grins and then looks as a sudden thought appears to her. Hey, Rosalina.
Yeah.
Zalia, sorry. Do you want to go on the horsey ride?
Yes. Yes.
She starts jumping up and down.
Midnight grabs Script and... Why is your name going on my head?
Nightfall.
Nightfall. Grabs Nightfall as well and drags them all over to the roundabout.
Yay.
To the merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round. Let's go!
Nightfall
And
looks
as
at Script. Sir, you do realize that our interdimensional dream demon friend doesn't have the proper authorization to do this, doesn't have any of the paperwork filled out, doesn't have the containment procedures followed, none of it.
Yeah, as soon as he starts to continue to talk, he gets a cupcake in his mouth, and as little pup starts smiling very widely.
Swallows the whole thing. Now, what was I saying? Oh, yes.
Nightfall, Just drop it. I know he doesn't have the proper paperwork. But seriously, what would you prefer? Having to watch him 24/7 and him try to destroy the world? Or run a haunted house without proper documentation in another dimension?
I mean, do you want a containment breach? Do you want another containment breach?
We have dealt with that before, and we will deal with it again.
Fine. So be it.
So, as you all get to the merry-go-round, you see that it's actually operated by a huge, and I mean big-ass huge lizard person.
Ooh.
Midnight walks right up to him and says, "Hi, may we have a ride?"
Of course, miss.
Why, thank you very much. Is there a... Do we need to pay, or can we go on?
All free on amusement.
Thank you.
Yay!
Midnight looks at the script. Come on, up you go.
And he rolls his eyes and stands to the side and is like, yeah, maybe I'll just, stand here and watch you guys.
No, Papa, come on. Join us. Come on.
Midnight uses her levitation, her magic, to drag him on.
And Script, reluctantly, I might add, sits down on one of the wooden ponies, waiting for the ride to start.
And also, Midnight grabs Nightfall as well.
Yay.
Nightfall just dissolves out of her grip. No, 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 no. No, no, no.
Come on!
No.
Please.
Please.
Midnight holds out Rosalia in front of his face with her giving him the puppy dog eyes.
Biggest puppy dog eyes ever. With tears.
Her
And
entire face is just eyes. There you go. There's
Yes.
some body horror for you. Really get those spooky elements getting in there.
Yep.
Well, we could give her the power of the stare.
Yes.
Actually, that would make sense for Lupina and her to have.
Lupina actually does have that power.
Oh.
Ooh! So she can maybe get it later? When she grows more up?
Mm-hmm.
So does it
Cool.
work? Does it work, Nightfall?
Does it work?
Come on, Nightfall! Come on! Come on!
I like
come on.
keeping you in suspense, though.
Come on!
Join us, join us, join us, join us, join us, join us.
Nightfall just rolls his eyes. As much as I do enjoy small children... That sounded so much worse than I thought it would. I've made a terrible mistake.
How do you... What?
Oh my god, I'm a horrible...
Never mind, Chris. Just ignore it.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
You know what? Shush.
So you come in? Just to get out of this
The small
awkward...
one will not convince me of anything. I would rather go
Um,
see what kind of non-contained entities lurk within that horror. He gestures towards where the spookiness began.
And Script kind of calls over to him. Admit it! You just want to get some fries with your small kids!
Nightfall just gives him...
Rosalia looks very confused at her father.
Nightfall just
Nightfall-
gives him that look as his hoof drifts towards the taser.
Midnight rolls her eyes and then just takes Rosalia and places her on one of the ponies while getting on the one beside her. Hold on now, little one.
Okay.
And the merry-go-round starts going.
Whee! Faster! Faster! She has a very good time and enjoys it immensely. And for some reason starts summoning more cupcakes.
So wait,
One of the
cupcakes,
time.
just as she goes round, cupcakes are sort of appearing right beside her as she goes, just dropping to the ground.
Yes!
Yeah, seems pretty normal.
Midnight face pauses and looks at Script. We need her to teach her to stop summoning cupcakes.
Script just shrugs. Well, maybe she'll give Pinkie Pie a run for her money one day.
Oh, don't put that idea in her head. Stream of cupcakes. That's hilarious. What?
Yeah, that might be the title of the next episode.
Too many cupcakes.
Also, right now, I'm actually playing carousel, like merry-go-round music in the stream.
Nice.
Nice.
And Script is just sitting there, holding onto the wooden pony, looking a little bit indignant.
Unbeknownst to the others, Nightfall is chatting with the operator and doing some hardcore drugs. I mean, what?
What?
Huh?
Dude, what did you just say?
He's doing bad stuff. At midnight, summons a giant ice cream scoop, as in a scoop of ice cream, and makes it drop right on top of Nightfall.
Once again, he has one of those expressions and murmurs to himself. Why do people always have to ruin my fun?
And as you are all still... Anyways, this will be the end of the stream, because Midnight and I will have to go.
No.
So we're ending this on another cliffhanger.
Oh, nice.
Like you do every... Well, I can't say every week, because you don't stream every week, but... Every
Well,
time.
We usually do stream every week, but this time there was a little bit time in between because of New Year's and everything.
And Christmas.
Yeah. So, just as you are all sitting on this merry-go-round, and, well, except Nightfall, who's doing hard drugs with the operator.
What?
There is a hole appearing basically in the sky. But you immediately notice that it is not the sky that has a hole, but it is the ceiling of the room in which this world was created. And something purple starts dropping out of that hole towards the plaza where the merry-go-round is standing.
Grandma Lupina?
Any reaction from the others?
Is it Grandma Lupina? No, it wouldn't be Grandma, it'd be Auntie. Auntie Lupina,
Yeah, but
the
she
only
likes it
grandparent.
when she calls her grandma.
Yeah,
For
fair
some
enough.
reason.
Midnight sort of frowns and says, "Script."
On it! And Script throws a gem that immediately turns into a big pile of jello, catching Lupina.
Yay!
The end. For now.
Continues.
Who, I might add, looks pretty worse for wear.
What does that mean?
She looks beaten
Like,
up.
Ah, okay.
with singed fur and all that. And here we end the thing. And no, it was not the pups who did this to Lupina.
I was about to say. After we end.
I'm just putting this out there. It was something completely different. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it.
It was fun.
Super fun.
Nightfall?
I think Nightfall is so high on drugs at this point that it didn't even matter.
Okay.
No, we were asking how you felt the stream was. Did you enjoy it?
But
that
as
sort of
always, I did enjoy it.
thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should stop the merry-go-round music.
I mean, well, why not? Why stop it?
No, that's clown music. The video that I was actually playing in the background was this one.
That looks like a scary one.
Oh, that is very ominous. Oh, that is vaguely ominous. I don't like that.
That's not ominous. That's
It's
just
vaguely
carousel
ominous.
music. No, play it slower and it goes. That's when,
Yeah,
when
that's
it's slow, it's really creepy.
Yeah.
That's just normal.
But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream.
Yes.
Yes.
Even Wizard World being consumed.
Well, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
But you
that
probably
was fun.
scarred your child for life.
Yes.
Hey!
Why did I let you run these streams again?
Because I'm the creative power behind these streams.
Oh,
Hey!
really got him good.
I'm the GM.
Nah.
Yeah?
Yeah, but seriously, I really started crying when you said that he actually died. I really started crying. I got really sad.
I noticed that, which is why I changed direction.
Wait, what were you going to have happen?
Seriously, you wanna know?
Yes?
Oh no.
No?
I don't know. I'm scared.
You would have come back to a destroyed living room with Lupina laying in one corner and all the other pups gone.
Oh.
Holy.
Ouch. Okay.
Thank you.
And depending on whether or not I had shown up, probably Nightfall with a rebar in his chest or something.
Yeah.
What?
So, I was planning to have the rebar somewhere else on your chest.
It just through my heart. Just straight through.
No, it was more like thinking of impaling.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah. Just straight through. Though, considering Nightfall, he probably just would have been like, darn. Well, it seems I have a rebar through my chest. I'm probably gonna die now. Probably would
To
have
be
been
fair,
just
you
as
have-
cynical and sarcastic as ever.
To be fair, you have been disemboweled before.
Yeah, and you did survive that.
Because Midnight healed you. And to be fair, she was the one disemboweling you, so...
Yeah, I think Nightfall may or may not still hold a grudge for that. I honestly don't know. I don't know. It depends on whether it'll come back up or not. If it does, then he probably will. If it doesn't, then probably not.
Anyway.
So, Chris, or Rosalia, what did you think about the whole thing?
Quite an adventure, and it was fun to, like, actually, like, I had a picture of what she was gonna be, but then when everything started, it was just like, no, okay, now she's like this, now she's like this, and now she has like a whole other personality than that I thought she was gonna have. So it was really fun in creative way, and it was a very good like line of the story. But I'm really happy that you turned around to a little bit more happier, because I would literally have started crying even louder if that other stuff happened.
It
So,
might
very
still
good.
happen. It might still happen, Chris.
Oh,
So you have to be here next time.
Yeah, I will.
Just saying, because we're with this one, with the title being A New Adventure, basically now set out to have one big new adventure, because the last arc that we had was with the Fifths.
So the question is, where
True.
can we take the story from here?
Oh, I already know.
Oh, of course you already know, but the rest of us don't know, do we?
Huh?
Exactly.
But I have
That's
to
the
say,
problem.
biggest question of all: will she ever stop summon cupcakes?
That's up to you. She's your character.
Yeah, I know, but it's just funny.
Yeah, let's just imagine her having like her first birthday party, and then Pinkie Pie wants to do like a cupcake pyramid, and you suddenly start summoning cupcakes left and right.
And then for the first time, one of the first time, Pinkie Pie actually gets surprised.
Yeah.
And possibly maybe jealous.
Yeah.
Maybe.
For some reason, VP, when you were doing the operator's voice, I don't know why, but I just thought that he would speak in like this really thick, like really heavy Russian accent. I have no idea where that came from, but for some reason I was just like, he's gonna talk in like a really thick, heavy accent. And then when
You think that I would speak like this? Is that what you were implying?
I'm not a filthy American. I operate carousel for your amusement. I can't do it. I can't do a Russian accent.
Neither can I, but I at least tried to do it.
Basically me.
And now we will be demonetized for stuff. However, we
Weren't
will
you
now...
already demonetized though?
No, we are monetized again. Just
Oh,
saying.
you got remonetized?
Yes.
Nice.
I'll explain in a moment. But now we will end this stream for real because we're still live.
Whoa,
Oops.
heck.
And I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget that if you want to support Pony and Wolf, our respective Patreons are linked in the description. Not to mention that there's also our Teespring store through which you can get amazing merch.
Amazing in massive quotation marks.
And they are very well made. I actually have a few of them myself, so I could really recommend. Well made and very nice looking.
Aww.
Thank you.
So, until next time.
Until next time. And